Why do alien war fleets risk everything to bring their damaged ships to humans? One human repair yard can fix what entire alien crews cannot. In a galaxy of advanced civilizations, humans are trusted above all others. Experience the story of ingenuity, courage, and trust that spans the stars. Subscribe to HFY now to see humans outperform the impossible. The vast expanse of human-controlled space was quiet and peaceful, the stars twinkling against the black canvas like distant lanterns. Ships cruised along established trade routes, and space stations hummed with activity. Engineers checked systems, pilots monitored the flight paths, and routine maintenance continued without incident. Yet, this normality was about to be disrupted by something completely unexpected, far beyond human borders. A strange movement caught the attention of surveillance teams. Alien warships were entering human space, but they were not behaving aggressively. They moved slowly, cautiously, as if aware of the humans watching them. Military commanders tightened security, scanning for weapons or potential threats. Every sensor light flickered nervously. Every radar reading was checked twice, but there were no attack signals, no hostile maneuvers. The alien ships were not here to fight. They were here to seek help. Humans had prepared for the worst, expecting sudden ambushes or surprise attacks. But the sight before them challenged every assumption. The alien vessels glided into orbit around a human repair station, their hulls massive and unfamiliar. Strange symbols etched across their surfaces glinting in the starlight. Engineers and soldiers alike stared in awe, many of them feeling a mix of fear and curiosity. The aliens did not issue demands or warnings. They simply arrived, landing their ships carefully in the designated docking areas, as if trusting the humans to handle them safely. Fleet commanders exchanged nervous glances, unsure how to react, but there was no time to hesitate. Orders were given to prepare the repair yards. The humans moved quickly, preparing tools, diagnostic equipment, and communication arrays. Everyone wanted to understand the intentions of these visitors. But there were no messages, only silent ships waiting patiently. On the ground, engineers peered at the alien vessels, noting their size and complexity. No human had ever seen technology like this. The materials were unfamiliar, the shapes defied traditional engineering logic, and every panel seemed to hum with an energy that humans could only guess at. Yet, there was no sign of danger, no aggressive actions, just a quiet need for repair. As the first human teams approached the alien ships, small shuttle doors opened slowly, revealing beings of strange shapes and colors. Their eyes reflected intelligence and caution, their movements precise and deliberate. Humans instinctively stepped back, unsure how to behave, but one engineer, braver than the rest, stepped forward and extended a hand in a gesture of goodwill. The aliens responded in kind, not physically, but with a subtle change in their posture. A silent acknowledgement that humans could help. This moment of trust, unspoken but deeply felt, set the tone for everything that would follow. News of the arrival spread quickly through the station, with personnel gathering to witness history in the making. Everyone whispered theories. Some worried about espionage, others speculated on an interstellar alliance. Children on nearby colonies gazed up at the skies, imagining beings from distant worlds, wondering what secrets they might carry. The human fleet was suddenly at the center of attention, not for battle, but for the possibility of building connections across galaxies. The mysterious arrival changed the energy of the station, the nervous tension turning into cautious excitement. Engineers began preliminary scans, noting damages and anomalies in alien systems. They worked carefully, documenting every observation, knowing that a single mistake could have consequences. The aliens allowed humans to move freely around their ships, a gesture unheard of in interstellar politics. This trust was remarkable, showing that these beings valued skill and reliability over fear and aggression. Humans, in turn, felt a responsibility to prove themselves worthy of this trust. Every adjustment, every diagnostic test was done with extreme precision and care. As the sun of a nearby star cast long shadows across the docking area, human crews continued to work, slowly repairing and analyzing alien technology. The aliens observed silently, offering small gestures of communication, pointing to damaged sections, signaling what needed attention. It became clear that the humans' reputation had preceded them, that alien fleets knew humans were different, capable, and trustworthy, What began as a tense arrival slowly turned into the beginning of a relationship based on skill, respect, and mutual need. Humans realized that this moment would change their understanding of space, interstellar politics, and the role of human ingenuity forever. The mysterious arrival was not just about ships needing repairs, it was about the start of an incredible story. A tale where humans would prove their value in ways no one could have imagined. And as the first tools touched the alien hulls, and the first repairs began, everyone on the station knew that history was being written, not with weapons or war, but with the quiet, steady hands of human engineers. Humans cautiously approached the alien crews, their steps slow and careful, unsure of how the visitors might react. The aliens were unlike anything the engineers had ever seen, their bodies shaped in strange, elegant forms, with limbs and features that seemed designed for precision and efficiency. Their eyes glimmered with intelligence, and their movements were deliberate, almost ceremonial. Humans hesitated at first, communicating with gestures, tools, and universal symbols, trying to understand intentions without causing offense. Surprisingly, the aliens responded positively, matching gestures with their own subtle signals, showing that they trusted humans to work alongside them. The engineers realized that this trust was extraordinary, especially from beings whose technology could easily destroy entire planets. Inside the alien ships, the environment was overwhelming and fascinating. Panels of unknown materials covered every surface. Lights pulsed in patterns that seemed alive, and strange devices emitted soft hums that humans could feel in their bones. Despite the initial fear, human teams began careful diagnostics, scanning systems and noting damages. The aliens hovered nearby, observing every movement, occasionally pointing to areas that required attention. Their communication was minimal but precise, conveying instructions without words. Humans had to rely on intuition and experience, piecing together clues from gestures, lights, and sounds. This was a challenge unlike any they had faced, yet they tackled it with focus and determination. Engineers worked together, some adjusting alien components while others monitored diagnostic readings. Every step required caution, because a single mistake could damage the advanced systems. The aliens did not interfere, showing patience and trust that humans would do the job correctly. Occasionally, a human would try an experimental method, improvising with tools that were not designed for alien technology. Surprisingly, these solutions often worked, earning small nods of acknowledgement from the observing aliens. Humans began to notice that their approach, based on flexibility and creativity, was different from the rigid procedures alien crews were used to. This difference was the first hint that humans had a unique advantage, even in alien repair work. As hours passed, the humans and aliens slowly developed a rhythm, a silent collaboration built on trust, observation, and mutual respect. Engineers began to understand patterns in alien systems, noticing that even the most complex machines followed logical principles. Once they recognized these patterns, repairs accelerated, and confidence grew among the human crews. The aliens seemed genuinely impressed, watching humans adapt, experiment, and problem solve. They shared small insights, subtle gestures pointing to solutions, yet continued to let humans take the lead. This cooperation was unprecedented, demonstrating that trust could bridge even the most extreme differences in culture and technology. The repair teams discovered anomalies that no one had anticipated. Some systems were damaged in ways that suggested high-velocity combat. Others had energy surges that defied human physics. Each new problem tested the engineers' creativity and courage. Often, a team member would suggest an unconventional approach, and the others would support it. Humans were learning on the job, improvising techniques while documenting every step for future reference. The aliens silently acknowledged these efforts, their presence encouraging humans to take calculated risks. This mutual observation and learning created a bond that was quiet but significant, a connection forged in the midst of unfamiliar technology. Over time, humans noticed small but meaningful gestures from the aliens. A shift in posture, a glowing panel highlighted intentionally, a soft sound indicating approval. These subtle signals were rewards for successful repairs, and they motivated the engineers to continue working carefully and creatively. The aliens were teaching humans without words, guiding them through unfamiliar territory while respecting human methods. Engineers began to understand that this collaboration was not just about fixing ships, but about building trust through competence and respect. By the end of the first day, humans had repaired critical systems, stabilized energy cores, and restored basic functionality. The aliens finally relaxed, showing small signs of gratitude that humans could interpret as trust and approval. As night fell over the station, human teams reviewed their progress, amazed at what they had accomplished. The alien ships, once intimidating and mysterious, now seemed almost familiar, their systems responsive to human care and ingenuity. Engineers shared quiet conversations, realizing that they had achieved something historic. They had not only repaired alien technology, but had proven that humans could work alongside beings far more advanced, and that trust, once earned, could transcend fear, language, and culture. This experience would be remembered as the moment humans became recognized as capable and reliable partners in interstellar affairs. A new chapter was beginning, where collaboration and trust would define the human role among the stars. Humans continued to work on the alien ships, growing more confident with each passing hour. Engineers discovered that alien systems were unlike anything they had seen before, with intricate designs, strange materials, and processes that defied traditional logic. Yet, humans approached each challenge with creativity and intuition, often finding solutions that the aliens themselves had not considered. Instead of following rigid procedures, engineers experimented carefully, combining knowledge of human mechanics with observations of alien technology. Small adjustments, clever modifications, and improvisations often solved problems faster than the aliens expected. This flexibility became the hallmark of human skill, showing that adaptability was as important as technical knowledge. Alien observers began to notice these unique approaches, watching closely as humans found alternative ways to repair, optimize, and stabilize their ships. Some alien engineers initially doubted human methods, but they could not ignore the results. Systems that had been damaged for weeks or months were restored within hours, thanks to human ingenuity. The humans' willingness to take calculated risks and think outside conventional protocols impressed the aliens deeply. For the first time, humans were not merely following instructions, they were teaching by example. Demonstrating problem-solving in real time, human engineers worked in teams, combining different skills to tackle complex issues. One group would focus on analyzing energy conduits, another would repair mechanical components, while a third observed and suggested improvements. This collaborative effort allowed humans to tackle multiple problems simultaneously, increasing efficiency and effectiveness. Meanwhile, aliens quietly adapted, observing how humans communicated, how they divided tasks, and how they improvised solutions. They began to realize that human creativity, combined with practical experience, made them uniquely capable of handling unexpected crises. In many ways, human repair methods were faster, more flexible, and more intuitive than the rigid systems aliens relied upon. During one critical repair, a human engineer discovered a malfunction that had stumped alien crews for years. The energy field controlling the ship's propulsion was unstable, threatening damage to surrounding systems. Most alien protocols required extensive simulations and step-by-step procedures, but humans acted differently. Using intuition and experience, they made calculated adjustments, testing each step carefully. Slowly, the field stabilized, and the ship's propulsion returned to full functionality. The aliens watched in awe, realizing that humans possessed a rare combination of courage, creativity, and practical understanding that even advanced civilizations struggled to achieve. Human success was not just technical, but also cultural. They communicated, collaborated, and learned from the aliens while maintaining their own methods and approaches. The aliens noticed that humans could combine knowledge from different systems, repurpose tools, and adapt strategies based on observation and experience. This level of flexibility created solutions that were both efficient and reliable. Unlike alien crews who followed strict protocols, humans could respond to unpredictable situations quickly and effectively. The aliens began recording these methods, understanding that human ingenuity was a valuable asset, not just in repairs but in problem-solving across the galaxy. Small acts of observation and adaptation became crucial. Humans noticed subtle signs from alien ships, like a pulse or glow indicating stress, or a vibration showing instability. They incorporated these signals into their repair strategies, improving accuracy and efficiency. Alien engineers gradually began to trust human judgment more than their own automated procedures. They allowed humans to make decisions independently, intervening only when absolutely necessary. This trust was unprecedented, showing that humans were respected not just for skill, but for intelligence and judgment. As repairs continued, human engineers also began documenting alien technologies, creating detailed notes and schematics for future use. Every discovery, every improvisation was recorded meticulously, showing the aliens that humans valued knowledge and precision as much as results. In turn, aliens shared insights, subtle hints, and feedback, allowing humans to refine their methods. The partnership was becoming symbiotic, with both sides learning and improving through collaboration. By the end of the work cycle, humans had repaired multiple critical systems that alien crews had struggled with for months. Their ability to solve problems creatively and effectively earned quiet nods of approval and subtle signs of respect from alien commanders. It became clear that humans had a unique edge, a combination of adaptability, intelligence, and practical skill that set them apart from every other species. This reputation would spread quickly, establishing humans as indispensable partners in interstellar engineering, trusted not just for repair work, but for innovation, decision-making, and problem-solving in even the most extreme circumstances. Through this experience, humans realized their potential in a galaxy full of advanced civilizations. They understood that their creativity and flexibility could create opportunities, build trust, and establish respect across species. Alien war fleets began to see humans not just as engineers, but as reliable problem solvers capable of handling challenges that others could not. The story of human ingenuity was only beginning, and the trust earned through adaptability and clever thinking would lay the foundation for a legacy that stretched far beyond simple repairs. A sudden alarm rang through the repair yard, catching everyone off guard. One of the alien ships experienced a critical system failure, an energy surge in the core that threatened to destabilize the entire vessel. Panic flashed across the faces of the crew, humans and aliens alike, but the human engineers reacted immediately, rushing toward the damaged section with tools in hand. Their training kicked in, but it was their quick thinking and adaptability that mattered most. They assessed the situation in seconds, identifying the source of the problem and the safest way to repair it without causing further damage. The aliens watched silently, their eyes wide with a mix of fear and curiosity. They had never seen humans react with such calm precision under extreme pressure. Every movement was calculated, yet swift, as engineers coordinated seamlessly. Some adjusted the power conduits while others stabilized the control panels. A young technician climbed into the core compartment, carefully rerouting energy flows, while a teammate monitored system feedback. Communication was minimal. Gestures and signals replaced words. Humans and aliens both understood the urgency. The teamwork was silent but perfectly synchronized. Despite the intense situation, humans remained focused, improvising solutions as they went. One system required a component that did not exist in the human inventory, so an engineer modified a similar part to fit. Another engineer stabilized a failing conduit using a technique adapted from old human spacecraft designs. These unconventional methods worked, and the alien systems responded positively. Slowly, the energy core began to stabilize, pulsing steadily instead of erratically. The crew held their breath, waiting for confirmation that the repairs would hold. The aliens finally stepped closer, observing the humans work with increasing admiration. Their subtle gestures indicated approval and surprise. They had expected humans to follow instructions, but what they saw was something different. Humans could think under pressure, adapt to impossible situations, and make split-second decisions that even their advanced AI could not predict. This display of skill impressed the alien commanders deeply. They realized that humans were not just capable workers, but problem solvers who could handle crises independently. As the situation stabilized, engineers continued careful monitoring, making incremental adjustments to ensure the core would remain safe. The aliens offered subtle guidance, pointing to minor issues, but the humans led every step, making decisions with confidence and precision. When the last adjustments were complete, the energy readings normalized completely, and the system hummed with stable power. A collective sigh of relief passed through both human and alien crews. The crisis had been averted, and it was human ingenuity that had saved the day. This incident left a lasting impression on the aliens. They realized that trust was not given lightly, and humans had earned it through their actions. Humans had proven that they could handle the most dangerous situations without supervision. That ability to act decisively under pressure created a bond of respect, one that went beyond skills or knowledge. Humans demonstrated courage, intelligence, and reliability in a way that no other species had. The aliens began to understand that humans were uniquely suited to work with advanced technology in unpredictable situations. After the emergency, the repair yard returned to its usual rhythm, but the energy was different. Engineers spoke quietly about the event, amazed at what they had accomplished. They had not only repaired a critical system, but had earned the silent approval and trust of an alien fleet. The aliens, in turn, seemed more relaxed, allowing humans to work freely on other sections of their ships. The dynamic between the two species had shifted from cautious observation to mutual respect and reliance. Stories of the event spread quickly among the human crews, reinforcing their confidence. They realized that the key to trust was not simply technical skill, but the ability to remain calm, adapt quickly, and make smart decisions under pressure. The aliens observed this too, sharing the story across their fleets, which further enhanced the reputation of human engineers. This single incident became a turning point, showing that humans were not just capable of repair work, but could be counted on in life-threatening crises. From that day onward, the human repair yards were seen in a new light. Their importance went far beyond maintenance. They were places where humans proved their value through ingenuity, courage, and reliability. Alien fleets began to consider human engineers as essential partners, trusting them above all others with critical systems and delicate technology. What began as an unexpected crisis had transformed into a powerful demonstration of human capability and earned a level of respect that would last across galaxies. Every engineer on the yard understood the significance. That moment of intense pressure had revealed the true potential of human problem solving. They had shown that trust is earned through action, and in this case, the actions of humans had spoken louder than any words could. The aliens now knew that humans were uniquely reliable, and the human crews knew that they had just written an unforgettable chapter in interstellar history. News of the human repair success spread quickly through the alien fleets, first through small messengers and then across interstellar communication channels. Stories of humans repairing ships that even the most advanced alien engineers struggled with traveled faster than anyone could have imagined. Fleet commanders from distant sectors began sending their own vessels to human-controlled space, seeking the skill and ingenuity that had earned so much trust. Suddenly, humans who once expected hostility were greeted with ships arriving voluntarily for repairs, and the repair yards became buzzing hubs of activity. Every dock was filled with alien ships, some damaged from skirmishes, others needing upgrades, all coming to humans because they knew they could rely on them. The human engineers were amazed at how quickly their reputation had grown. They had expected cautious curiosity, maybe even mistrust, but instead, fleets arrived openly, sometimes from thousands of light years away. Engineers who had been nervous on the first day now moved with confidence, knowing that every repair they completed reinforced the trust alien fleets had in them. Human crews began to organize themselves efficiently, assigning teams to specific ships and creating systems for tracking the work. Every engineer knew that the work was not just about repairs, it was about maintaining the trust that had been earned. As more ships arrived, humans began to realize that their repair yards were becoming more than just service stations. They were turning into hubs of interstellar diplomacy, where relationships between species could be built and strengthened. Engineers communicated with alien crews, exchanging technical details and learning subtle nuances of alien technology. Even small gestures, like sharing a tool or pointing out a repair trick, became symbolic acts of goodwill. The aliens, in turn, began sharing insights, subtle hints, and instructions that helped humans improve efficiency and accuracy. A silent partnership was forming, built on respect, trust, and the mutual goal of keeping the ships functional. Humans also began documenting alien technology more systematically, creating detailed schematics and notes that could be used for future repairs. Engineers shared their findings internally, improving understanding across the repair yards. This careful record-keeping impressed the alien commanders, showing that humans were not only skilled but also meticulous and responsible. Every adjustment, every modification was done with the knowledge that accuracy and precision mattered. This attention to detail further reinforced the aliens' trust in humans, establishing a reputation that extended beyond a single fleet or encounter. As the repair yards grew busier, human engineers began to see patterns in alien systems, noticing similarities and recurring issues across different ships. They developed standard methods for addressing common problems while still allowing room for creativity and improvisation. Alien engineers were amazed at how quickly humans adapted, sometimes suggesting solutions that were faster or more efficient than any protocol they had used. This combination of structured understanding and flexible thinking became the foundation of human superiority in repairs. Other alien species began to hear about the humans' methods, further increasing the number of ships coming for assistance. The human repair yards also became places of cultural exchange. Not just technical skills were shared, but knowledge about each species' customs, ways of thinking, and approaches to problem solving. Humans learned alien priorities and strategies, while aliens observed human determination and ingenuity. These exchanges, though subtle, created trust that went beyond mere repairs. Friendships began forming between engineers of different species, with communication based on shared experience rather than language alone. The yards became places where cooperation was as important as technical skill, and the human's reputation continued to grow. Every successful repair strengthened the perception that humans could handle challenges that other species could not. Fleet commanders began sending ships proactively for maintenance, knowing that humans would address problems efficiently and effectively. Humans realized that their role had changed dramatically. They were no longer just engineers, they were essential partners in the functioning of entire fleets. A new kind of respect emerged, based on demonstrated skill, reliability, and the ability to handle unexpected crises. This respect crossed boundaries of culture, language, and technology, creating bonds that would last for generations. The human crews also understood the responsibility that came with this trust. They knew that mistakes could jeopardize not just lives, but also the reputation they had worked so hard to build. Every repair became a careful exercise in precision and problem solving. The engineers took pride in knowing that alien fleets depended on them, and they rose to the challenge, creating systems and strategies that ensured consistent success. By the end of this period, human repair yards were recognized across galaxies as places where impossible problems became possible, where trust was earned through skill, and where cooperation between species could thrive. Through these experiences, humans realized the full impact of their actions. Their ingenuity and reliability had created a network of trust that extended far beyond the repair yards. Alien fleets now viewed humans as indispensable, and humans had proven that their combination of adaptability, intelligence, and dedication could create a legacy of excellence in the interstellar community. The story of human repair yards was no longer just about fixing ships. It was about forging bonds, earning respect, and showing the galaxy that humans could be trusted above all others. As human engineers continued their work, the repair yards transformed into more than just centers for fixing ships. They became places of learning and exchange, where humans and aliens observed each other's methods, shared insights, and gradually began to understand one another. Humans were fascinated by the precision and discipline of alien engineering, noticing how every system seemed to follow strict rules and protocols. Aliens, in turn, were intrigued by the creativity and flexibility of human methods. They watched as humans improvised, adapted, and solved problems in ways that were unfamiliar but highly effective. The repair process became a silent dialogue, a way for two very different species to communicate through actions rather than words. Aliens began to trust humans more deeply, not only for repairs but for understanding complex systems. They allowed humans to access more sensitive areas of their ships, giving engineers opportunities to learn and experiment. Humans approached these opportunities with respect and care, documenting everything, taking notes, and observing patterns. They began to combine their own knowledge with alien techniques, creating hybrid methods that were more efficient than either species' original approach. The aliens noticed these improvements, impressed that humans could not only learn quickly, but also enhance existing technology. As repairs progressed, subtle friendships began to form. Engineers and alien crew members exchanged gestures, shared tips, and occasionally demonstrated personal skills. Small acts like showing a more efficient way to connect circuits or adjusting a component for better performance became a form of bonding. Humans began to understand alien priorities and approaches, learning what the aliens considered important. And in turn, aliens observed human decision-making, noting the careful balance between creativity and caution. These exchanges went beyond technical skill, creating mutual respect and a sense of camaraderie. Human engineers also began to introduce small innovations that improved efficiency. Some modified tools to better fit alien systems. Others created temporary stabilizers to speed up repairs. Aliens quietly observed these changes, sometimes imitating the methods on their own ships. It became clear that humans were influencing alien engineering practices, showing that cooperation could lead to improvements for both sides. The repair yards were no longer just maintenance centers. They were laboratories of innovation, where both humans and aliens learned from each other. Cultural understanding developed alongside technical knowledge. Humans noticed alien communication cues, their gestures, sounds, and energy patterns. Learning to interpret these signals helped engineers work faster and more accurately. Aliens observed human collaboration, noting the way humans divided tasks, communicated under pressure, and adapted to unexpected situations. This mutual observation fostered deeper trust, proving that skill alone was not enough. Understanding and respect were equally important. Humans realized that their ability to cooperate and learn from others was just as valuable as their technical expertise. Over time, humans began to predict alien needs before they were requested, noticing weak points in systems, anticipating repairs, and offering suggestions that improved overall performance. Aliens responded positively, impressed that humans could foresee potential problems and address them proactively. This proactive approach reinforced the idea that humans were not just capable repairers, but strategic partners. Their presence enhanced the efficiency and reliability of entire fleets. Alien commanders began to consult humans about technical challenges even before ships were damaged. Trust had grown so much that humans became integral to operational planning. The humans' growing reputation also encouraged them to explore more advanced alien technology. Some engineers experimented with power systems. Others studied propulsion modules. They carefully documented findings, ensuring that lessons learned could be shared with other teams. Aliens observed this documentation and recognized the humans' discipline and intelligence. Their trust deepened as they realized humans valued knowledge and precision as much as results. This mutual exchange of learning strengthened bonds and expanded the capabilities of both species. By the end of this period, the repair yards had evolved into centers of collaboration, innovation, and mutual respect. Human engineers were not only repairing ships, they were exchanging knowledge, improving alien technology, and building interstellar relationships. Aliens began to see humans as more than problem solvers. They were trusted partners, capable of teaching, learning, and innovating. The experience proved that trust and respect could bridge even the widest gaps between species, showing that cooperation and understanding were just as critical as technical skill. The repair yards had become a symbol of what humans could achieve through adaptability, intelligence, and a willingness to learn. Through this ongoing cultural and technical exchange, humans realized that they had earned something far greater than recognition. They had created lasting relationships and a foundation of trust. Aliens now relied on humans not just for repairs, but for guidance, innovation, and partnership. The human engineers understood the significance, knowing that their ability to communicate, collaborate, and innovate would define their role in interstellar affairs for years to come. The story of the repair yards became a story of friendship, mutual respect, and the power of working together across worlds. A massive alien fleet arrived unexpectedly, their ships battered from a recent battle. The damages were unlike anything human engineers had encountered before. Some systems were completely alien, using energy flows and mechanics that defied human understanding. Panels glowed with unfamiliar signals, conduits vibrated unpredictably, and many components seemed too advanced for any human repair methods. Yet the engineers did not hesitate. They gathered their teams, assessed the ships, and began analyzing the problems with determination. Every member knew this was a test of their skills, experience, and creativity. The first challenge appeared immediately. The propulsion system of one of the largest ships was severely damaged, sending erratic pulses that threatened other systems on the vessel. Humans quickly brainstormed, combining knowledge from previous alien ships with new ideas. They experimented carefully, trying unconventional methods while monitoring every reaction. Aliens hovered nearby, observing silently, some with concern, others with cautious optimism. The engineers improvised stabilizers from human tools adapted to alien technology, and slowly, the propulsion system began to respond. The first successful adjustment gave the team confidence, proving that no system was beyond their ability. Every new problem brought a unique challenge. The communication arrays were scrambled, preventing coordination between ships. Energy cores fluctuated violently, threatening to overload. Life support modules were unstable, forcing engineers to prioritize tasks carefully. Humans divided responsibilities efficiently, with some teams tackling core issues while others prepared backup solutions. Creativity became their greatest weapon, as traditional approaches often failed with such unknown technology. Engineers improvised on the spot, modifying components, rerouting power, and using human intuition to stabilize systems that aliens themselves had struggled to repair. Alien commanders were watching closely, astonished at human problem solving. Some even attempted to offer suggestions, but they quickly realized humans were surpassing expectations. Decisions were made in seconds, with precision and confidence. Humans did not follow rigid protocols. They adapted, combined ideas, and created innovative solutions under extreme pressure. Every repair that succeeded impressed the aliens further, reinforcing a level of trust that had been growing since the first arrival. The engineers realized they were writing a new chapter in interstellar repair, setting standards that no alien fleet had imagined possible. A particularly complex problem arose when the shields of one ship were critically damaged. Their systems were interlinked with power generators and propulsion controls, making conventional repairs impossible. Human engineers analyzed the interconnections and discovered a way to stabilize the shields temporarily. Then, using a combination of alien techniques and human improvisation, they created a permanent solution. The aliens watched silently, awe and respect evident in subtle gestures and postures. They began to understand that human ingenuity was not just helpful but essential, and that humans could handle crises even more effectively than their own crews. Throughout the operation, humans kept careful records of every method, modification, and solution. Each discovery was documented meticulously, providing a reference for future repairs. Alien engineers observed this practice and recognized the value of human discipline and foresight. They began to trust humans with even more critical tasks, allowing access to highly sensitive systems and experimental technologies. The human engineers accepted this responsibility seriously, knowing that their success or failure could shape the reputation of humans across the galaxy. Their focus, creativity, and meticulous work impressed the aliens more than any demonstration of raw power ever could. By the end of the fleet repairs, every ship was stabilized, functional, and in some cases, even improved beyond its original design. Humans had not only repaired the battle damage, but had optimized systems in ways the aliens had never imagined. Fleet commanders expressed subtle signs of gratitude, their confidence in human capabilities reaching new heights. What had started as a series of impossible tasks had turned into a showcase of human adaptability, intelligence, and problem-solving. The reputation of the repair yards now extended across multiple sectors, with fleets knowing that humans could handle challenges that no automated system or alien crew could manage alone. The engineers themselves reflected on what they had accomplished. They realized that their creativity and courage under pressure had forged a unique human identity in the galaxy. Alien fleets began to preemptively send ships for maintenance, confident that humans would not only fix problems, but improve overall performance. This proactive trust was unprecedented, showing that humans were not just capable mechanics, but strategic partners, capable of contributing to the strength and efficiency of entire fleets. From this experience, humans understood the scale of their influence. They had proven that skill, ingenuity, and adaptability could surpass even the most advanced technology. Alien commanders now relied on human expertise for critical repairs, preemptive upgrades, and problem-solving in situations others would consider impossible. The repair yards had become legendary, a place where the impossible became possible, and where humans earned a reputation as the most trusted engineers in the galaxy. Every challenge overcome reinforced the idea that human ingenuity could change the course of interstellar events. Years had passed since the first alien ships had arrived at human repair yards, and the humans had established themselves as the most trusted engineers in the galaxy. Ships from countless sectors now traveled vast distances just to receive human care. The repair yards had grown into massive hubs, filled with advanced tools, observation decks, and specialized teams trained for every imaginable alien technology. Humans worked with confidence, their skills honed by years of experience. Yet, what set them apart was not just technical expertise, but the reputation they had built through trust, reliability, and consistent excellence. Every ship that arrived carried stories of battles, explorations, and missions that had pushed alien fleets to their limits. Human engineers greeted these ships with professionalism and curiosity, inspecting damages carefully and documenting every system. They approached every repair as if it were a new challenge, combining knowledge, creativity, and intuition to find solutions. Some repairs required improvisation, others demanded careful analysis and patience, and humans excelled at both. The aliens, who had once doubted human capability, now watched with quiet respect, trusting humans to make decisions and execute repairs independently. Over time, humans became teachers as well as repairers, sharing knowledge and insights with alien engineers who had struggled to understand their own technology. Humans developed hybrid methods, blending human ingenuity with alien precision, creating systems that were more efficient, stable, and resilient than before. Aliens began to adopt some human approaches, realizing that flexibility and adaptability were just as valuable as strict protocols. The repair yards had become centers of innovation, not just maintenance, showing that humans could influence interstellar engineering on a scale never seen before. The trust humans earned was evident in every interaction. Alien commanders allowed humans access to the most sensitive areas of their ships. Some even consulted humans before making operational decisions. Knowing that human judgment and problem-solving could prevent failures before they happened, humans understood the responsibility that came with this trust. Every action mattered. Every repair was done with precision, patience, and foresight. Mistakes were rare, and when challenges arose, humans responded calmly, creatively, and effectively, reinforcing the faith alien fleets had in them. Beyond technical skill, humans had developed strong relationships with the aliens. Engineers learned to understand subtle cues, gestures, and signals, communicating without words, yet conveying instructions, warnings, and even praise. These interactions fostered a sense of camaraderie and partnership, transforming human repair yards into places where species collaborated, exchanged knowledge, and built bonds of mutual respect. Friendships formed between human and alien engineers, creating networks that extended across fleets and sectors. Trust had grown into a deeper connection, one that combined skill, understanding, and respect. The impact of humans on alien fleets was profound. Ships repaired by humans were not only restored to full functionality, but often improved. With optimized systems, stabilized cores, and enhanced efficiency, alien crews marveled at the results, realizing that humans were capable of more than simple repairs. They could innovate, adapt, and solve problems that no other species could. Humans had earned a role that went far beyond technicians, becoming indispensable partners, advisors, and innovators, trusted above all others to maintain the fleets that spanned the galaxy. As years passed, the reputation of human repair yards became legendary. Stories of human skill traveled from sector to sector, inspiring respect and admiration. Young engineers trained under veterans, learning not just techniques, but the values that had earned humans such trust: creativity, patience, precision, and integrity. Humans realized that their greatest strength was not only their knowledge, but their approach to challenges. Their ability to remain calm under pressure, adapt quickly, and innovate when others could not had created an interstellar legacy. The alien fleets continued to rely on humans for critical missions, preemptive maintenance, and emergency repairs, knowing that no matter how complex the problem, humans would find a solution. This trust was unparalleled, showing that reliability and ingenuity could earn respect across even the most advanced civilizations. Humans had not conquered by force, but by skill, adaptability, and consistent excellence. The repair yards stood as symbols of human capability and integrity, places where impossible problems became solvable. Looking back, humans realized that their journey had changed the galaxy. Their role as trusted engineers had forged connections, friendships, and reputations that would endure for generations. Alien fleets had come to value not just their technical skills, but their judgment, creativity, and reliability. The story of human repair yards was now a story of legacy, of how humans, through dedication, intelligence, and trustworthiness, had carved a permanent and respected place for themselves in the galaxy. Theirs was a role built not on war or conquest, but on proving time and again that humans could be trusted above all others.